Alright, how you doing? Welcome back to the next video in the SoF2UE Unreal Edition series. Not too much to show you this month. Been quite busy, so I've managed to get the create server options page done. There's a few other things, but other than that, that's about it. So straight into it. I won't package the game this time because still having a few difficulties there. So in the editor here, this is the create server page. I had to create a custom UI widget because the multi-line edit box wasn't really giving me what I needed, so I created a custom one, and I'll just quickly show you it. Create server map list EX. So it's pretty much the same as the UI edit box I had last time, but only read-only. So you have the widget itself, an overlay with a background border that will indicate that the object is selected, border that colours the content of the edit box, the text, and the edit box itself. So, start it up. A brief run through of everything just in case this is the first time watching. The player setup screen is pretty much done other than applying the textures to the UE for mannequin. The player name there, as you saw before, uses the colour scheme that SoF2UE originally used, so that's the same as it was. This time, as you can see, there's a second box where you put in the code and then apply it to the actual player name. The scroll bar box there with images of the textures there hasn't been done yet. That's just a holder there with images, and that's pretty much the player setup. Keys, as you saw last time, is pretty much done. All the different items there. Still haven't done the mouse sensitivity. I'll get to that, but that's pretty much the keys done. Display options, same as they were the last time. So, audio. Scalability options. As I said the last time, I'm going to combine the scalability and the display options into a sort of basic and advanced thing. Now that's scalability, that's miscellaneous, so I'm going to combine them. Network, that's all done, same as the last one. Parental lock, again, I'm not going to use that, but I've set it up the way it was. Mods is done, so everything is pretty much done. The only thing I've not done, player setup screen with the mannequin, applying the textures to the mannequin, and join server. But create server is the one that I did for this video. The option screen is pretty much the same as any other. You got all the different options you had in the game, and there's a function that makes sure I'm pressing keys here and the no letters are going into the it's numeric only. All the options are there. Password, same as the proxy password, is just a base 64 code. I don't know if I'm going to encrypt it, if it's just a password for the server. We'll see how it goes. And of course, you can set defaults and then undo and go back and forth, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much the options. The way the map selection screen works here, if we go into the content folder of the game, I'm not going to compress it to a pack file. That's an option in Unreal Engine. I'm not going to do that because obviously you want to have access to all this sort of stuff so you can mod the game. So there's now two base folders. In the original game, the base folders where you put all your extra stuff, all your add-ons, but you had all the textures and that as well, compressed into PK3 files, which was just zip files renamed to .pk3. In this one, there are two base folders. Raven base, which has all the Raven files. There are no PK3s just now, it's all extracted. And I've only put in the stuff that I'm using in the game just now. Menus, level shots, so all the stuff is there. And as you can see, the images are converted to Unreal Engine assets. So, I don't know whether come the time, I'll put in all the files that are required for the game. I don't know whether I'll add all textures and all sounds. It depends how it goes. And as you can see, when you put in an image, it converts it to the U asset. So I'll need to put in the images themselves so you can use them to mod, that sort of thing. So that's Raven based. Any file you were to add in there is not added to the game, because that's all kind of statically encoded into the Unreal Engine editor. The second folder is the UE base folder, and this is where you add all your stuff. So as I say, no PK3s just now. All I've done so far is the game goes into the maps folder, looks for any map files, BSP files. If it finds it, gets the name, and then goes into the scripts folder, gets the associated arena file, which has the same name, Father1 or Father2, and then it takes these three variables, gets the map name that you would load the map in the command console, gets the long name, City of the Fathers, and gets the game type, all the different game types. It loads that, and then it goes into graphics, menus, level shots, and gets the level shot for the game. Unreal Engine natively only, I think, I saw this in a video, natively only supports PNG files. Obviously there's a lot of add-ons for the old game that will have JPEGs. I'll sort all that just now, but I've only got it to load the PNG files just now. But that's how it works so far. It loads that data and it loads it into the game and then applies here. So as you can see, you select one of the levels, it applies the level shot, you get the selection of the one and it deselects any others that were selected before, and all the Raven stuff comes first, and then at the bottom you've got the stuff from UE base, the modded stuff, the third party stuff. And if you select a map and change the game type, and that map exists in the new game type, it remains selected, and if it doesn't exist, it doesn't remain selected. So I think Jordan Marcus, he thinks Thinker is not in everything, so elimination Thinker's not there, it's not selected. So that is actually quite difficult to do that, all that sort of stuff, because there's a lot of little things that went on that I had to sort. But that's pretty much the create server stuff done. When you hit start server, it just loads the map as it would in the original game, but there is no map to load just now, so I haven't got that far. And that's pretty much where we're at just now. So the only thing still to do then is the applying the textures to the UE for mannequin and then join the server. I'll quickly show you the code that I used in the create server setup. Let me change the widget reflector. Oh, it's on 1.0. So this is the UI, the user widget that I created, and it's pretty much the same as the edit box I did in the last video. You've got the on focus received, which casts to GI main, which is the game instance, which has kind of global variables in it. You get the variable for UI main, which is the widget that loads when the game starts, and then you run a function, set create server is selected, and all that does is finds out which instance of this edit box create server map list you've clicked on and sets that one as selected, and then sets the border backgrounds, sets the level shot, and then sets the selected map name, which is a variable that you can use in other places. In UI main, so I can always work it when the game starts, you do that first. So when the game starts, you've got config vars on event construct, and all you do here, all it does here is adds the Raven map data to different structs. So you've got a struct for all data types but Raven only, and then you've got a struct for all maps, and then structs for each game type: elimination, infiltration, and you're loading an array of map names or file paths, I think. Actually, it says map names, is it? Yeah, it's file paths. So, and then you do the same for the stuff in the UE base, and it's the same, but you've got the different path to the folder, and then those any files found in that folder are then added to the same array and the same structs. So that's then loaded, and then when you hit the game type button, it moves the current game type. It loads the current game type into previous game type, moves the current game type on, loads the current struct with the current data, and then for any game type, it sets text, applies the struct based upon the currently selected item and different variables, and then writes it to a file. And then it says it clears all the different arrays and then it loads all the latest arrays. Sorry, it loads all the arrays and structs with the file names for that game type, and then adds it to. And you create the object, set the text you want that object to have, and then add it to the list. And you've got the vertical alignment box that you add the new widget component to. A few more arrays doing different things for different game types, and that's pretty much it. So that is pretty much the code for the create server. You've got the usual code here for on hover. So that's the code for the create server. There's not really too much else I wanted to show you today because I've been quite busy this month, so I haven't got too much done. Other than that, I'm trying to tidy it all up, make it look good, and make it more efficient because it is quite bloated, some of it. If you look at some of the stuff that I have to sort out, some of it really is quite messy. If you look at all that sort of stuff, all that needs to be sorted and comments added in. That's for each of the options pages and each of the borders that when you hover, the opacity changes. So a lot of stuff still to do, a lot of tidying up still to do, but we're definitely getting there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. What's that down there, this red? That can just go. So that's pretty much where we're at just now. We're definitely getting there. Close this down. I am updating the my website aeonekf.com. I've done a separate SoF2UE page. It's nowhere near finished yet. So this is the game development page. You've got the SoF2 link there, and you've got 3 more ideas for games I'm going to make. I'm going to make a Half-Life 2 add-on called Half-Life 2 Infinity. I'd like to make a Hitman Absolution add-on. You can't really do Hitman Absolution add-on, so it might not be an add-on. I've written underneath it not endorsed by Square Enix or IO Interactive because there was no real modding of Hitman, but I might make a kind of Hitman game. If I can make it actual Hitman, I will, but I don't know if I'll be allowed to do that. I don't know if I should do that, but a Hitman kind of clone anyway. And another game that I've got an idea for called Chronos. This is all long-term projects. Chronos is an idea that I've been thinking about for a long time. And it's very, very in-depth and very, very kind of elaborate. But we'll see. Anyway, so next I'm going to do Half-Life 2 Infinity because I want to do a Half-Life mod. As always, if you want, you can contribute on the support page via Patreon, ongoing every month, or PayPal, if it's a one-time thing. And the option, the tiers that I've set up are £5, £10, £15 per month. And the things you get for that are written underneath there. So there is an option somewhere. I can't find it. You have to sign in for any other amount. So the minimum amount you can put in is like £1 a month, but you can put anything you like. Anyway, that's the option if you wanted to contribute and support. If you want to get in contact, the contact page on my website. I like a bit of cryptography, as I said, so I've set it up just for fun, just for a laugh, to be fully encrypted. And what happens is the phone number and the email are optional if you just wanted to send me a suggestion or something. And then you get your subject, and as you can see, it's getting encrypted underneath, but that's not the encryption that's sent. That's just a sort of demonstration of the encryption. It uses 2 different types of encryption. AES encrypts it on the base 64 encodes it. AES encrypts it through JavaScript on your web browser, and then it uses RSA encryption using a public key I created on your web browser, and then it sends it to the server, and it's re-encrypted with an AES encryption on the server. So it's fully encrypted. And there you go. So as I say, the phone number and email address is optional. If there's anything you want to say, you can do it that way. I get a lot of emails asking me to buy like toenail clippers and like brushes to brush your dog. But you know, these people have a business to run, so they're quite entitled to do that. Anyway, so that's the game development page. The SoF2 page is nowhere near complete, but it's just kind of starting as like a template I'm using. I'm going to have it. It's going to be like quite elaborate. I'm going to put a lot of information on it, latest updates, concept history, a gallery, technical specifications, all that sort of stuff, videos of what I'm doing in Unreal Engine, and there'll be like stuff you can like download and stuff, all the tools and all the software that I come about, I use, as I say, images. So that's that. I'm going to have I'm going to make a new intro video. I'm kind of visualising that idea just now. I'm going to make a new intro video and it's going to go there, and that's what you'll see first of all, and then tabs underneath for all the different sections. Digital art merchandise, yeah, that's coming soon as well. So anyway, that's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think there's anything else. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was useful. I hope you're seeing that we're definitely getting somewhere in this project. Although it's not the fastest progress in the world. I'd rather have more quality than doing it fast. So we're definitely getting there. In the next video, I'll have the player setup done with the applying the textures to the UE for mannequin. I'll get the mouse sensitivity done, and I'll start the join server section. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And until next time, see you later.